So look guys, let's chat about the past and future box. Seems to be a hot topic right now. I want to take a much different approach to my other videos and try to make this super quick. I'm also going to state that if anybody has already posted these ideas, my bad. I really only watch YouTube and tear my book apart and do my own studying for the most part. So Discord, Reddit, other social media, I know there's a ton of stuff out there that I'm just not following. So if this is all old news, then thanks for the views. Anyways, I'm gonna get rid of a lot of the chapter, not get rid of it, but just focus on something different. So I'm gonna put the word search and the cryptogram down, like away. Everything about Bitcoin, the video games, Ready Player One, excuse me, pretty much all of that, and just focus on some of the visual cues and some of the stuff he says right away in the beginning. Let's look at the box. I want to point out something that to me is worth noting, which is that the box itself kind of has this, around its belt line anyways, around its circumference, it has this arch shape to it. And then on the top and bottom, of course, he talks about how it's a glass, you know, smooth, stainless steel, almost like a mirror or something, right? Well, check this out. Stick with me on this for a minute. Oh, it's going to come in blurry for a second. What about the St. Louis Arch? The St. Louis Arch is definitely made out of that stainless steel finished material, as well as a bunch of other materials, of course. But it also, in an area that's more or less kind of flat there, now it comes in, is a big arch on the profile, right? If you were looking at the horizon line and seeing it from afar, kind of like the belt line of the box. So you've got the same finished materials, and then you've got this arching silhouette that goes around the shape of the, or around the perimeter of the box. All right, stick with me. So here's the part the St. Louis Arch is at. How do you bring these two together, though, the St. Louis Arch and the moon, if we're going to honor perhaps the coin and some of this stuff? Like I said, just looking at some of the visual stuff. Well, there's an interesting, I didn't realize this at all till I was tricked into learning more. Damn you, John. But as I started to look into St. Louis and the moon, I came across some interesting stuff about the fact that St. Louis is known as the gateway to the moon. Did you know that? Have you ever heard that? I hadn't. And that is because during the moon missions, the Aeronautical Chart and Information Center, here we go, played a crucial role in mapping the moon's surface. They collaborated with NASA and helped map the surface of the moon. So St. Louis was crucial and known as the gateway to the moon. The Aeronautical Chart and Information Center, that's their logo, official badge there. So again, they helped map the surface of the moon for some of those early moon missions. In St. Louis, you have the St. Louis Science Center and some really cool tunnels and stuff that go down into the James McDonald Planetarium. I've never been, but I've looked at a bunch of online images, and I understand that a lot of this has to do with kind of like hands-on classroom science center learning about a lot of that, a lot of those moon missions and the role that St. Louis and such played in that in those missions. So very cool. This is part of Forest Park in St. Louis, Missouri, so this would just be a ways west of the arch. Super blurry up here. Alright, so in terms of why connect this stuff to the past and future? Because the St. Louis Arch is a symbol, a giant physical symbol of the past and the future. The past representing, oh here it comes up now, past by commemorating Thomas Jefferson's westward expansion, part of the Louisiana Purchase. Commemorates westward expansion. The arch was built to memorize the city's role as the gateway to the west, honoring figures like Thomas Jefferson and Lewis Clark, pioneers who expanded the United States westward, which kind of makes you think of, or makes me think of the coin, which is, you know, westward kind of on a map. I don't know, this could still be topographical or something more finite. I don't know. I obviously have no idea where these boxes are, but these are just ideas that you can run with. St. Louis isn't that far from me. I'm tempted, but I don't really have a solve yet. But I did want to throw these ideas out for everybody. If there's people in the area or people smarter than me, grab hold of it and go get a box. Let's see. Let's go to a different one. So the future part is it aims for urban renewal. The arch was intended not just as a monument, but as a catalyst to revitalize the St. Louis riverfront and stimulate the economy, looking towards a brighter future for the city, and represents progress and modernity. The sleek stainless steel design is a masterpiece of mid-century modern architecture, representing technological advancement and confidence in the nation's future. So this is a national symbol of the past and future. Speaking of Forest Park, there's a statue of St. Louis, aka King Louis IX, who would be the great, many great grandfather of King Louis XIV, or the Sun King, or the commissioning party of the painting that is the cover of the book. So the Bourbon family bloodline back to the Capetians, the Carolingians, probably didn't pronounce that right, and the Merovingians may be a strong background theme that we need to look into. France and these bloodlines. Damn it, there you go again, John. Digging into the history books. Pardon my language. What else? Oh, there's also a Moonrise Hotel in the St. Louis, Missouri area. So if you're going to go check out any of these parks or track down any of these clues I'm throwing out, make sure you stay at the Moonrise. It has the largest like man-made moon in the Midwest, or maybe in the country. I don't know. I found that while I was looking around. It might be a fun place to go check out. It looks fancy. Looks like it'd be a fun place to stay. So, anyways, I think that's about it on the old slideshow there. Let's leave it on something like that. Let's look at one more thing I was gonna throw out there for you. The this image right here. Otherwise, on the back side of that, the Pokemon page, and there's this torn part here. I know there's kind of a debate on whether or not the red herrings and the flashlight through the images revealing things on the other side. I don't know. Some people are buying that. Some people are totally going, nope, bogus. That can't be. But I kind of like it. I think it's simple and easy enough to do with the book. I was going to look for a flashlight real quick so I could demonstrate what I was about to show you, but I can't think of where one is off the top of my head. Actually, why don't we go like this? Bring up something brighter. Yeah, this has got some brightness to it. If you hold this up to the light above the tear, so basically if you block out the image of the Pokemon related stuff, you block that out and you just focus on the part above the tear and hold it up to the light, and you can see a section of the box kind of revealed there. In particular, a corner of the very glossy part of the box. I'm going to flip it around, and here you can see I've basically just done this on the light and then traced those tear marks. So my theory, or kind of a bonus idea I had, if you want to call it that, or a huge waste of time maybe as well, but I like that since that is the back side of that, get rid of that. What if he's showing us that from that tear up, what if that part of the box is actually visible somehow? I don't know, like mounted somehow, or just peeking out in the ground. I know he said they're not buried, so I guess maybe it wouldn't necessarily be buried, but that could look like a little service panel, or boy, that could be just about all sorts of things. Anyways, it may not be anything, but, and I'm sure other people have probably talked about this or shown this. I just got all excited when I found it a while back and decided to throw it in this video since we're talking past and future. Anyways, just some ideas. Somebody look into them. Leave in the comments if I've already copied somebody else's stuff. And again, on the images, I'm just pulling all these from Google, so don't sue me. I don't know. Let's find a box, guys. We're on that 1 year mark. Oh, last thing. John or people, if somebody has a full-blown solve for the big box, have you addressed, but they're like unable to go get it for certain reasons, have you addressed a way to make an official solve? Or is that something you would just post online, and then if you or your people see it, if somebody's right, somehow they get credit for it or something? Anyways, I'm not sure if that's been addressed. If it has, somebody let me know in the comments. Otherwise, see you on the next one. Later.